Welcome to class. So lovely to have you all here and to practice our mid-month back body awareness. Perfect time, middle of the month, to look back and also look forward, to pay attention to the part of our energetic field that sometimes we don't put in our full awareness. So let's take a seat to come into the breath. Just allow the pelvis to spill slightly forward so that you have a natural curve in the lumbar spine, and you can feel with each inhale the crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. Inhale. And with each exhale, we get a little more connection beneath us, the sits bones, to an anchor, to the earth. Feel free to take the hands to the thighs. Feel that sense of centering that we have with our palms down on the thighs. With your eyes, notice the space you're in. Establish your space as your yogic sanctuary. Feel free to close the eyes to go inward, to noticing the breath. Now just notice the present moment as we flow through our practice, staying in that present moment, that precious moment, which is what we are given each moment. Inhale and exhale. Notice the pathway of your breath. 3 more breaths, simply taking a witness approach to your breath, noticing how it is. And with the 4th round of breath, invite the breath into your back body. So cascade it behind you. As you inhale, invite that breath to cascade from the crown of the head down the back of the skull and the neck, past the shoulder blades, down to the base of the spine. And as you exhale, we're taking those muscles and contracting our breathing muscles so we expel the air out upward, along the spine, the neck, back of the skull, and up through the crown of the head. 3 more rounds of breath, noticing this pathway of your breath, giving yourself an energetic massage on the back body with your breath. And if you've noticed tight places in the back, which I can imagine we have a few of those, all of us, really cascade more softly over those places. In our next round of breath, we'll take that full yogic breath, that full dimensional breath. On your inhale, send that first part of the inhale to the base of the torso, to the pelvic floor. Expand that breath, that inhale out in all directions, especially to the back, the low back, the hips. And then the next stage of that inhale to the ribs, expanding in all directions. The next stage, all the way up to the shoulders, the chest, the back of the chest, the back of the heart. As you exhale, feel that chest release and the ribs release. And we feel that final release at the base of the torso. Again, inviting the air in, base of the pelvis, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, pelvis. Trace this line of your breath, the counting of this full yogic breath in 3 parts. 3 rounds of this symphony of our breath. Keeping that inward eye of awareness on the body's response. Taking 2 more full 360-degree breath. Feel that as we exhale, we draw into the center. And the back participates. Celebrate some of those larger muscles that support us from the back. 1 more round of breath here. Long exhale. Keep the eyes closed and simply take a tiny rock forward and back with the torso hinging at the hips. Really tiny. So as you rock back and forth, keeping the spine tall, keeping that back of the skull aligned with all the way to the base of the spine, the sacrum, and that curve in the low back. So we're simply opening the hips here. And through our movements today, see if we can keep that awareness of the fuel of what moves us forward, are those bigger muscles in the back body, the glutes, the hamstrings, calves, back of our feet, back of our heels. And now let's take gentle circles around, hinging at the hips to the right and the left, so we can make tiny little circles as if we're on the inside of a barrel. The whole torso staying tall, and then change the direction of the circle. So you're feeling your way in space here. The back body, of course, we don't have those lovely eyes back there to see, but let's sense the back body, and as we move today, we'll be using some of that sense of the back and what's behind us. Using our inward eye to look back there. See what we need. And then let's bring ourselves to stillness. Inhale and exhale, flutter the eyes open. Notice the space around you, notice your body. Roll the shoulders back and forward. Lovely. Let's take ourselves to standing so we can experience the full length of the body there. Feel free to go to all fours. Move the blanket aside or your cushion. Curl the toes under and lift the knees off the mat. Walk the hands forward or walk the feet forward to the hands, take the ribs to the thighs. Sitting back in an imaginary chair. We're not doing chair pose, just kind of a little mention of a chair, but we're going to hinge at the hips. So take the hands to the hips, hinging there with the knees bent. Let's bring that torso on up to standing, keeping the knees bent, protecting the low back there as we come up. And then begin to straighten the legs. And we feel taller from our spine expanding upward. Let's take our feet hip width apart. So bringing that awareness, we're taking the toes, looking down at them and spreading them out. Rock forward and back on your heels and the ball of the foot. So we're doing that same sense of rocking, but feeling how the back body responds when you lean back. There's maybe a little mild awareness of like, oh no, let's not fall. So back body protects us from that too. That proprioception too at the back of our head. Very important. Let's find the middle ground here to stand on. Great. Take those hands to the side of the thighs and then slide the hands back to the hamstrings. So just noticing, activating our legs as we energetically draw the legs together and the feet together. We can feel some of those muscles fire up, and the quads in the front are supporting that knee lift. Then slide the hands up past the glutes onto the hips, just keeping that awareness with our hands. Let's take those hands to the base of the spine. Inhale as the elbows go behind us, and we can really expand across the front body as we activate the bigger muscles of the back body. So we're bringing those shoulder blades together, bigger muscles there. As you exhale, draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, just feel free to take the back of the hands, the back of your hands to the back of your ribs. Inhale into the heart space. Exhale, let's tuck the low ribs in so they press against the back of your hands. And as you exhale, let's take the hands together behind us. Hold your own hand, clasp the fingers together. Drop the hands down towards the heels. Feel the weight of the hands that open up our chest, and look over your right shoulder, drawing that line with your chin on a neutral horizon line, using, again, that sense of behind you, the behind the skull as we turn over towards the left. Noticing the muscles and what activates behind us. Look forward and then gaze up to the sky, chin up, and exhale. Let's take the chin towards the heart. And then there we go, back body again. We've got the back of the neck lengthened here. So lengthening that back body. Awareness in the feet here, keeping that awareness. Inhale, gaze up. Beautiful. Let's take our arms up towards the sky. Take the thumbs to the elbow creases. So we're going to get a little taller here. Use the fingertips on those side of the elbows and just reach up. See if you can grow an inch taller. Inhale. Let's just pull on up, but no strain. Just gently reminding ourselves to lengthen from the side waist and sway over to the right and the left. And then the right and the left. Again, using the breath. Really breathing into the back of the ribs, keeping them buoyant. Maybe that you feel the skin stretching. That's fabulous. Great. Sweep the hands down next to the body. Now, if you want to grab a strap for this next part, or you can do this without a strap as well. We're just doing cow face hands, which definitely bring us into some back body awareness. Take the strap, raise it up on towards the sky, straight right arm, bend the elbow, and allow that hand to drift behind the head and behind the neck. If you have the strap will be down the midline of the back. So tracing the midline of the back body right behind us. Take the left arm out to the side and bend the elbow and bring the left hand to meet the strap, or just have the back of your hand on your back. So the back of your left hand on your back, feeling that sensation on the back. If you have the strap, see if you can just inch your hands towards each other a little more. Inhaling and exhaling into the feet, exhale into the feet so we can keep that foundation strong. So we've got that left hand on the back of the ribs, just noticing the back of our hearts. From here, as we expand that tricep on the right side, we're going to lean over towards the left slightly, lengthening there. Supporting the back of your head with that forearm on your right side, and then come on up. Lift that strap up towards the sky, switch arms. Take it into your left hand, lift it up to the sky, bend the elbow. And notice that opening we've created, that midline awareness in the back, and then bend the right arm behind, grab the strap, or just place that back of your right hand on your back. Be aware of those hands coming towards each other, either along the strap or just inching them along the back body. Inhale, lengthen the spine, really lift up out of the pelvis. Exhale, let's lean towards the right. Sweet. Let's come on back up and release the strap. Place that aside. Notice the difference. Delicious. Come to the top of the mat. We'll do a little bit of waking up the back through our movement, just warming things up. We're going to do some marching forward. So we're going to connect. This is that puppet connection, right? Puppet strings from the right hand, the right wrist to the right knee, left wrist, left knee. Just do some marching. Definitely draw the shoulders away from the ears as we do this. Right arm up, left knee up. And as you take this down, right foot down, right arm down, left arm up, left knee lifts, and we step down. We're just noticing the muscles in the back that are supporting this movement. Coming back to that full yogic breath as your support system here. Maybe pick up the pace slightly. Trying to keep the frame of your torso nice and even here. And balancing. Great. Next time, we're going to take our weight to the right foot. We're going to switch things up a bit. So let's stand in mountain. We're going to lift the left arm up next to the ear, left ear. And we're going to sweep forward and balance with our right. So we're coming toward a balancing stick, hinging on the left hip and lengthening forward, releasing that back foot, right foot flexed, and lengthening along that diagonal. So we're taking the long line of the body in a diagonal, but we're hinging forward, not too horizontal, just slightly here, reaching from the right foot to the left fingertips, keeping the hips even and facing forward. And then come on down, we're going to switch it up, left arm down, right arm up, come to the weight of the right foot and release the left. So we've done this on the floor quite a bit. Reach in that diagonal and come down and switch to the other side. So we've done this before when we're on our bellies into that alternating locust pose. So we're just taking that plane of existence somewhere else up, standing. Just feeling though the diagonal that's drawn across the body when we reach in these alternating sides, especially across the back. Which side feels stronger? Which side feels a little asleep? And then we're going to lift the right arm up and release the left leg. Now this time as we hinge forward, inhale, exhale, we're going to use that proprioception and reach that left foot back towards the back of the mat, keeping that right arm up. We're going to curl the toes under first on the left foot and come toward warrior one. So we're going to angle our back foot about 45, 30 degrees and bend the front knee so we get towards our hips forward. Warrior one stance, dropping the tailbone, inhaling the left arm next to left ear. And then we're going to sweep the arms behind us, thumbs linked to those elbow creases behind us. As we stand strong in warrior one, explore that idea of bringing your feet together energetically. That will draw the hips forward. Stand strong, drop the tailbone, feel the heart open forward. Peaceful, well, this isn't peaceful warrior, but I like to call this a resting warrior. So this is rest warrior one. We're just taking a little chill break here with our arms. Inhale. Crown of the head upward, exhale into the foundation of the pose. If you'd like to try reverse prayer here, you can bring the hands together. So we always pray, have that Anjali Mudra in front. You can try it in back. Now, if this is too much for your shoulders, just stay right there with your elbows, creases, and the thumbs linked. Inhale into that back. Exhale, see if you can press those hands together. Again, no force. If you have trouble with wrists, please don't do this. Feel the power of that connection behind you And then sweep the arms out to our wingspan. And we're going to dive forward into a low lunge. Come on down, hands on the mat, and curl the toes under in the back foot. Feel the lengthening here. And then twist open to the right side, reaching the right arm up. And then exhale down. If you'd like to add a downward dog in your practice, you can do that. You can walk forward now to a forward bend if you have trouble with the wrists, or you can draw that right foot back to a down dog, bending the knees and reaching long. Exhaling those heels down. Bending the knees, we're going to walk forward again with our feet to the top of the mat. Let's sit back in that imaginary chair with our ribs to the thighs. Let's enjoy this core work as we sweep the arms up behind us. So really waking up the warmth of the back here and sweeping the arms next to the ears and coming up into chair pose. Squeeze the imaginary block between your thighs, activate your glutes and the back as you draw the shoulders away from the ears. Everything's warm and activated. Press through the feet, come on up. Beautiful. Let's come to the top and sweep the left arm next to left ear. And we're going to release the right foot behind us, balance. And then use that back vision to take that right foot, curl the toes under, and then place it at that angle that's comfortable for your foot. Bend the front knee, coming towards warrior one. Inhale the right arm next to right ear. And from this place of height, we're going to see if we can connect the feet. As you exhale, let's take the hands behind us, thumbs linked to elbow creases. Enjoy the expanse of your collarbones, that field of the heart open to the front of the mat as we keep contact with the back body here. And as always, the foundation of our feet. And then we're going to take the hands, see if we can put them in a reverse prayer, or just stay right there in our resting warrior. Breathing into those hands or into the forearms with those low ribs. You can activate that strong transverse abdominis. Sweet. Inhale out to wingspan. Exhale, let's come forward around that front foot into a low lunge, hands on the floor. And we're going to come down to the floor from here. So feel free to draw that left leg back, left foot on the floor, down dog, reaching, or puppy pose if you want to protect the wrists. Oh, maybe this down dog feels a tiny bit easier, more open. Let's draw ourselves forward into a knee plank. So bring the knees down. And let's make that long, beautiful connection between the back of the skull and the base of the spine. Activate the glutes. Lovely large muscles to support us in life. Exhale, shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze down to the armpits so we really feel those large muscles. Excellent. So from here, we're going to go down to the mat. You can take a little push up and keep those elbows close to the ribs so we can protect the shoulders. Or you can snake yourself down to the mat, just bending the elbows and bringing the thighs down to the mat. And then the pelvis and the belly and the ribs. And then we'll meet down with our forehead on the mat. And reach the arms next to the ears, forehead on the mat. Exhale completely. As we have the belly on the mat, we've got that nice release supporting us through the belly. And then sweep the arms next to us in our wingspan. As we do this, let's inhale outward towards the fingertips. And as we exhale, let's draw into the center. Feel the shoulder blades drawing together. So we're activating some of those larger muscles. Inhale, outward, exhale, squeeze in. Take the hands to the sides of the shoulders. We take our baby cobras, elbows glued to the ribs, top of the feet on the floor. Inhale into a cobra 3 times. Exhale. Fire up the legs, the glutes. Strengthening and lengthening. Take the forehead down to the mat. We're going to move toward bow pose, really involving our back body. Let's reach the arms behind us. So straight arms, and we're reaching towards the heels. So we're drawing the shoulders away from the mat or unrounding the back here. Lift the head off the mat. And feel that pull of your hands, so as if there were someone helping you reach back. Lengthen the back of the neck, keep the gaze soft. Bend the knees so the soles of the feet come towards the sky. Now, if this bothers your low back, just bend them slightly. Or bring the soles of the feet towards the sky and reach back for your heels with your fingertips. Lengthen the back of the neck. And exhale down. Arms bent, elbows, just bring the forehead down peacefully. Let's take a little massage for our third eye. While we're here, roll the forehead on the mat. Feel how that rolling action echoes down the spine. We'll try our practice bow pose again, this time orienting from the bottom. So we're going to bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the sky. Feel the tailbone pointing towards the knees here. So we're really keeping everything awake here. And then sweep the arms towards the heels. So you don't have to touch them. Just sweep the hands towards them. And then inhale the head off the mat. Lengthen forward. Reach back on the exhale. So we activate the back body while opening the front body. Bow pose. Modified bow pose. Let's come down. Take one ear to the mat. And then just sway the hips side to side. And then take the hands next to the shoulders and ease yourself up towards our tabletop sequence. We'll take, if you need to cushion those knees, please be kind to the knees. We're going to come right on up to our tabletop and feeling the back body lift towards the sky. Let's connect with that beautiful expanse above us. Feeling the spine reaching towards the sky, navel towards the spine, drop the head. So the whole back body, the whole back of the torso is in a beautiful arc, rainbow. And then exhale into cow. One more time. Really noticing the muscles along the way and how they activate, how they respond. Exhale into cow. Let's take a side to side cow as we take our right ear toward right hip, left ear toward left hip. Swing side to side. Just realized I forgot a twist on our lunge series. Well. Here we go, back to neutral. Inhale, let's lengthen the right leg behind us. it and just come back and forth so we can visit those hamstrings, rocking back and forth. If this bothers your wrists, you can come down to your forearms or fists, keeping those shoulders rolling away from the ears. Let's find those neutral hips and bring that right leg up off the floor. Stay even through the hips, bend the right knee, bring that sole of the foot to the sky. Keep that evenness through the hips, and we're going to activate the glutes as we lift that right heel up towards the sky and down, just a couple of inches up and down. Breathing as we do so. Isolating our glutes and strengthening them. Again, fists or forearms if this is uncomfortable. And then come on down. Curl in into a cat with the right knee towards the forehead and then down to neutral. Reach the left leg back, rock back and forth. Really feel the crown of the head to the back of that heel. And find a neutral with the hips. Lift the leg off the floor. Check in again with those hips if they're not tilting one way or the other. And then bend the left knee. Sole of the foot to the sky. Let's inch up and then down. Strengthening our glutes. Yes. Using our breath. On your next exhale, let's just curl into a cat, bringing the knee towards the forehead. And then knee down to the floor. Transition to our side sit. Take that blanket to the middle of the mat as we even out our hips. Left leg is folded in front, right leg to the side, bent knees. Or you can straighten out your right leg if that's uncomfortable at all. Take the fist beside you, lift up, and let's settle those hips and feel which hip is lower than the other and adjust your blanket accordingly. So take the blanket under the lower sits bone. Ah, so lovely. Let's take our arms up to the sky just to lengthen out from here, open up the hips. Exhale into cactus arms, and we're going to use the strength of our torso to turn to the left. And then turn towards the right. Bringing your gaze along with it. Try it again. This time as you exhale to the left, look over towards your left shoulder. So the head swivels along with it. And the other way. Turn towards the right. And your eyes, please bring them along. Yes. Come back to the front. Let's float those fingertips down to the side. Inhale, grow tall here from the hips as we draw a circle over towards our left knee with our fingertips. Feel the height here as you inhale, pressing the fingertips into the floor. Exhale into the hips. We're going to go all the way, take a trip to the other side. So walk the fingertips on the other side of the left thigh. But you're going to hinge at that left thigh and reach up with your spine and exhale as you lean over towards the left thigh. Hands down on the mat. They look a little uneven at first, so you're going to take the left hand forward and the right hand in front of the knee. Draw the hands back towards the bottom of the mat and you'll lengthen out from the hips to the crown of the head. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at the hip a little more. And then walk that right hand out further towards the top of the mat. Pull back with your hands. Lengthen. Exhale. So we're surrendering some release to the back body. Bend the elbows. Maybe you come down to our Sphinx arms, forearms on the mat. Again, pulling back with each inhale. So we can keep that length in the spine, and an exhale, release the ribs over the thigh. If you want to come down all the way, making a pillow for your head with your hands, you can surrender here or stay on forearms. Experiment with straightening your right leg. That's the leg that's on top, and we're going to reach the right heel towards the back of the mat. Lengthen from your right heel all the way up the right side of the body, past the ribs, all the way to that right elbow. Exhale, melt. This is a back body wrap around melt pose, just surrendering. Keeping that back foot awake and active, so we're also speaking to the back of that heel to lengthen. The art and the science of it all, the beautiful shapes and the mechanics. Inhale, up, hinge on up toward vertical. Bring the right knee in, and we'll use support beneath the thighs with our hands to switch to the other side. Right knee in front, folded, left. Take the fist beside you, lift up, and exhale down. Feel the difference on each side. It will be different on each side, so adjust accordingly. Reach up and lengthen. Feel the heart. That, again, that expanse of the heart, the field of the heart is open here. Exhale to our cactus arms. Turn to twist. And the other side. 3-part breath, inhaling deep into that torso. Expand the ribs. We turn to the other side again. All the way up to your shoulders, then look over your right shoulder. Come on back, gliding through center to the other side. Looking over the left. And come back to center, drift those fingertips down, feel the roots of your fingertips. You got your sits bones and your fingertips as the roots. Inhale, exhale, let's twist towards the right knee. Fingertips more anchor here. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Let's take the hands on the other side of the right thigh. Right hand towards the top, left hand towards the right knee. Inhale, pull back with your hands. Lengthen from the left hip, right hip. Left side will lift. See if you can fold at that right hip. Maybe we come down to forearms, sphinx arms. Each time you inhale, use this opportunity to lengthen the spine. And each time you exhale, that full yogic exhale, see if you can fold and melt around the back of the heart, neck. Maybe you make a pillow for your head with your hands. Take that left leg and see if you can straighten that out. Left heel towards left, over the back of the mat. Keeping the foot active. This back body energy wraps around all the way to the bottom of our feet. Those fascial connections, tracing lines behind us. Maximum exhale in this pose. Really gets deep. One more long exhale here. And inhale yourself back on up, folding at that right hip. Bring the left knee in. Wow, that made a difference. So let's Come to all fours briefly. So this is an all fours where we're facing with the long side of the mat. We're coming up towards a wide stance. Move the blanket aside. Have a block handy on the right side to begin with. Let's take the hands forward. Our knees are briefly on the mat here. Curl the toes under behind you. Lift the hips, ribs to heels. Push back. And we're going to walk those feet a little bit forward and out to a wide stance. Spreading the toes, taking the feet as your base, as your anchor. As you exhale, connect those feet, feel the legs wake up along the inner thigh, hands on the floor here. Let's get buoyant in the back of our ribs. Inhale, lift up to a flat back, and exhale, release. So practice alternating between the release and the folding forward to the inhale of floating up. So the back of the ribs, the shoulder blades all have this expansion as you inhale, and as you exhale, release everything, including the head. One more time, inhale into a flat back, exhale, release. This time, when we look upside down with that head hanging down, hands on the floor, bent elbows, we're gonna just release the head, use the traction of the head to release the neck. Pathway of the breath up and down the spine. Shake the head, yes and no. And then inhale into a flat back, or we'll take a twist. Left hand on the floor, reach on up to the right hand, come on down to meet the left, and then the left arm reaches up. And come on down. Stay here in a flat back. Inhale into the back body. Exhale, hands to hips. And then we're going to hinge at those hips and come on up. Delicious. Let's bring those feet a little closer together. The block, you want that over on the right side of the mat. We're going to alternate on one side triangle, on the other side side angle. If you're lucky enough in your house and you have a wall somewhere that's so expansive you could be against it, fantastic. You could even do that right now. If you, like my house, have a lot of things in front of the walls, let's just imagine that wall behind us. So even as we're here in wide stance, just allow the hands to rest at the hips or just at the sides. And let's bring our awareness again through our breath to the back body. So cascade the breath down the crown of the head, down the back. Exhale. Let's contact the feet, the back of the heels, that foundation, drawing the feet together. Just feel those landmarks along the back body. And then we'll shift our feet. So the right toes out to the right. And that front heel to back arch, angle that back foot as comfortable. This time our hips are wide, so we're facing the wide part of the mat forward, hands to hips, and we're going to alternate between triangle, other side, side angle. Inhale out of the hip. Keeping the length. Imagine that wall behind you. Let's really keep that awareness as we move. Let's make sure we're micro bending that right knee. Bring the hand down to the block or to that shin. Lift the left arm up. Take our beautiful classic triangle stance, rolling shoulders away from the ears. And then bring that gaze forward again. Keep that balance, sliding along that wall with the back. Reach on up, leave the block there for the moment, and then we're going to shift those feet to the other side. Same heel to arch angle. Inhale, bend the left knee and drop down into that prep for side angle. Take the left elbow to the left thigh, hinging, making both sides long first. Exhale, right arm to right ear. Still getting that wall behind us, so we really activate the glutes. So see if you can point the tailbone toward the right heel. That wakes up the glute. And then come on back up. Let's alternate to the other side. Take that triangle, flow right into it. Left arm up. Gliding through the hips. Inhale, back up. To the other side, side angle. Sweep right arm next to right ear. Reach, reach, reach. Come on up. We're going to switch it up. So that might involve a little scooching in of your feet and bending the knees so we can grab that block to the other side. If you need it, let's take the left toes over and we're going to do triangle on that side. Hands at those thigh creases. Exhale, lean on over. Hand to block. Reach the right arm up. Where's that wall? Behind the skull, behind the shoulder blades. And let your next inhale rise on up. Switch the feet, exhale into our side angle. Watching that right knee over the middle two toes. Right elbow to right arm, right thigh. Reach the left arm next to left ear. Exhale. Sweep on up, inhale along this wall. To triangle on the other side. Can you lengthen a little more each time? Can you activate some sense of the back body that wasn't awake before? Sweeping over to side angle. And sweep on up to center. Take the feet to parallel. Inhale the arms above the head. Exhale, swan dive down. So we're coming to our hands on the floor. Nice horizontal, flat back. Then we're going to walk the hands out. So we're coming towards a brief plank here, bringing the feet together in a full plank, or bring the knees down if you need to. Squeeze those glutes. Bring the knees down as we sweep back into a child's pose, or take puppy pose, or just roll onto your back if you need to. Hips to heels, child's pose, fold down, forehead to the floor. Sweep the arms next to the body, and you're going to take the hands on the back of the sacrum. Full release here. So we're curling in. This is a protective sense of protection and safety, folding in the back body, protecting the front body. Echoing that sense of safety and protection to the mind. Drop the arms, and we can shift the hips so that we're lengthwise on the mat. Move right into a rolling hug of our knees. Inhale, hug the knees, roll on the back. So we're rolling around with the knees together in circles, just having that contact with the floor. And change the circle direction, roll side to side. We'll take the feet, float them down to the floor, immediately lift up into a waving bridge, curling up the spine, sternum towards the chin, stepping through the feet and reaching the arms next to the ears. And sweep on down, curling down, celebrating each connection through the back. And then we're going to inhale the left knee towards the face, circle the ankle, 2 directions there. Take the left ankle to the right thigh, getting into this deeper connections inside those glutes, the piriformis, often causing some back pain for us. Let's stretch it out. Take the right foot extra to the floor, so just press it into the floor so we can even out our hips. Rest right here, feel the opening of your hip, or reach for that right thigh, hold it with the clasped hands. Activate your right foot. So from this soft figure 4 here, we're just gonna see if we can roll around a tiny, tiny circle or side to side, rocking this figure 4, or taking it in tiny circles to open the hip. Breath work, very key to this opening, especially that yogic breath is really helpful. The first part going all the way down to the hips, ribs and chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, hips. Take the right foot skyward, straighten the leg, feeling the hamstrings. Participate here. Full exhale. Bend the right knee, and the right foot comes down to the floor. Unwind, left foot to the floor. Inhale the right knee towards the face and circle the ankle. Take the right ankle to the left thigh. Press through your left foot. You can celebrate this figure 4 here, or reach for the left thigh. When you found a settling in here in that right hip, just rock side to side, very tiny little rocking sensation, or tiny circles. Release whatever you need to release here. And then take the left foot up to the sky. Full figure 4 here. Beautiful shape and so therapeutic for those deep glutes. Exhale, left foot to the floor. Unwind, hug the knees towards the chest again. Circle the knees away from each other. And then towards each other. Right into a rolling twist. So we're going to bring the knees together, clear over the props around you. And we're going to roll with the knees together onto the left side. Right palm on top of left. Let's draw that arc above us with the right fingertips. Collarbones wide, wingspan, fingers, hands, arms connected. Sternum up towards the sky as we keep those knees together. Sternum up, melting the back of the ribs. Keep the knees together. We're going to lift up, trace that same arc shape with our knees across the middle. And then our left shoulder is going to come up automatically. And we sweep, drawing with the left fingertips down to the right palm. Shape back up. And then open up, wingspan, melt the back of the ribs, knees together. And then from here, the knees come up and roll to the other side, lifting the right shoulder and naturally sweeping across the rainbow shape. And one more time. To the other side, rolling twist. And we can take ourselves to recline, feet on the floor, push down with the feet towards the base of the mat. Just feel the skin of the back pull down towards the heels. Shoulders melt away from that hunched position. Release. Take the palms up towards the sky. Feel the openness across the sternum as the low back is supported and the upper back is supported. You can keep the knees bent, keeping the knees together and the feet wide apart, just resting here. Or let's take that full Shavasana feeling, taking the legs straight and flopping the feet out to the side. Inhale into the deep belly, pelvic floor, then the ribs and the chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, pelvis. Count that rhythm of your 3-part breath with the eyes closed. Your next round of breath, drawing focus to the third eye. Allow that wonderful imagination of ours to take us to a sandy, warm place near the ocean with this warm sand beneath us, absorbing and supporting every contact point of our back body on the earth, how the earth holds us if we let it. And alternate this feeling of releasing to the earth. To your next round of breath, a sense of buoyancy through the back body, so a sense of floating on water. And then turn it, the switch right back to that warm sand. And then right back to that buoyancy of floating on water, that other beautiful element beneath, behind us. From the earth element to the water, the air above us. Surrounding us, keeping us supported. Life force Inhale into that life force. And exhale, wiggle the fingers and the toes, radiate outward, a sense of well-being. Bend the elbows and the knees, rolling onto the side, easing on up to a seated position. Hands at the heart. Thank you so much for joining us in this practice today. Namaste.